Level problem. Oh! It's cold inside. Well guys, we're out for a night in the truck, and the first thing we got to do, we just got on site. It is cool, cooler than I thought it was going to be. I think the truck is reading 3 degrees right now, Celsius. So we're going to cut a bit of wood. I do have a little heater that I plan on using tonight in the truck. We'll see how that goes. Sure we won't freeze. It's supposed to go down around 0 tonight. So shouldn't be too bad, but not gonna be cozy warm. Anyway, let's get some wood. And today rather than using my manual saw, I'm sort of taking a liking to the little electric chainsaw. So I'm going to use that, cut a bit of wood. There's some dry standing dead stuff over here, and that's what we're going to cut off. And then we're going to build ourselves a fire pit over there. There's a lot of small dead standing stuff amongst this, so we're just going to pick out a few of those and cut them up and just drag them back towards the truck. Tucker, stay over there, bud. Well guys, I anticipate having the fire going for 4 or 5 hours because it gets dark now around 7 o'clock. I don't have a tent, nothing to get into other than the truck, so we'll be sitting out by the fire. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Forecast wasn't calling for any rain today. We've already had a shower on the way out this morning, and every now and then I feel a pick, and it is pretty dark and cloudy. Yeah, you never know. But we're going to get some of this wood cut up here now, and then we'll see. I think we got enough. I think I got enough there, and we'll go from there. So let's get the saw going again. I still, just in case anybody's wondering, I still have my handsaw and my axe. I will be using the axe to split some of this down a bit. But I do have my handsaw just in case. Even if I had a gas saw or 2 gas saws, I'd still have my handsaw just in case. Now guys, one of the first things I'm going to do on this whole trees is some of these got the old branches on it with the old man's beard. That's usually a really good fire starter. Now this is wet today, but usually with some stuff, 2 splits that I'll make later on, usually this stuff ignites and gets going pretty good to get the fire started. We'll see how that goes. We'll gather more off the old tree here. And like I said, all these trees are all old dead trees, so they're not really doing anything other than standing and waiting to fall. Now let's get some cut up. I'm going to start the fire, or this is the fire pit. So the sawdust will just go into the fire. Stay over there. Can't come close. Good boy. Well guys, I got a nice little pile of wood there. What do you think, Tuck? Got enough for tonight? I do remember the last. Okay. What do you want? Okay. You want to get into the camera? That's unusual. I remember the last time I stayed there. Actually, I got a fire going early in the evening, and I ran out of wood. We actually had to cut some off just around the tent in the area where there was a bit of light. It was a nice clear night. This is supposed to be a clear night, but I still don't want to cut any wood. Some people said I cut my wood too short, and some of that's force of habit. I grew up with a wood stove in the house, and it wasn't the big 12-hour burner where you pick the long big junks. It was an Enterprise stove that we cooked on. And yes, my buddy. Yeah, oh, you want your time? Fine. Okay, all right, okay. We'll get this story out once, guys. We'll get it out once. Huh? What? What are you doing, eh? What do you want? You had lots of water. It's not supper time yet. It's only 2 o'clock. Huh? I want to split some wood there now. Can we do that? Can I split some wood? No? How about if you walk over there for another 5 minutes? Huh? How about you don't? How about you don't? Oh. Now guys, I want to split some wood, and he wants the attention. Huh? Oh buddy. Here's old buddy. Eh? Forgot my kneeling pad. Hard on the knees here, Tucky, on these rocks. Alright. Not going to get any wood split yet for a bit. He wants more attention. Hey, bud. As I was saying, I grew up with a wood stove in the house, and it was an Enterprise stove that my parents cooked on, and it didn't take big long junks. It always took small junks. And Tucker's getting there now. He's going to stay on my wood and chew on it. But I guess some of it, that's force of habit. But you see my little wood stoves that I use for camping. Most of those 14 inches would be the longest, and usually cut shorter junks. So I got a habit of cutting the shorter ones. I also cut some really short, but this when I'm out like this, say 6 to 8 inches long. And the reason for that is, especially if you're out somewhere and it's wet. The wood may be wet on the outside, but on the inside, the wood won't be wet. You always make a few splits. Okay, Tucker. Oh boy. Eh? I'm not going to get this done at all today, am I? Eh? What's there? There's nothing under the wood. I just piled that wood there, so there's nothing underneath it. Eh? No, you're not going to find nothing there. All right, we'll try this again. I just like to make a few splits, like I said, to get on the inside of the wood. And I don't want to drive my axe down through into the rocks, so I'm just giving a few taps lightly. And this is all rocks here. So even though the wood might be wet on the outside, inside that wood is going to be bone dry. And tough to get apart. Cut up a few of these now. Great for getting the wood, get the fire started. And if she dies down, keep her going. And I'm not swinging my axe, like I said, because I don't want to put the axe into the rocks. It's pretty easily to do when all you got underneath the axe is rocks. So by this way, I can plunge the axe and just give it a few controlled, easier taps. And just like that, just like that, a thousand hits, and the wood splits. There's some of those old. Oh, this is not really knotty. This is just old, good, dry spruce, standing spruce. And if you look at the rings in these trees, even though the tree is probably only about 3-4 inches in diameter, the tree is about 50 or 60 years old. It's good, tough wood. And that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Okay guys, we got a chocolate lab there. Hello Tucker. And we got some small splits, bigger splits in our wood. Another little while we'll get a fire going. Like I said, this is going to go on late tonight because once we gives up the fire, we crawls in the truck. There's not much else to do. Right now I'm going to get a bite to eat. Sort of worked up an appetite getting the wood, so I'm going to get a little bit of moose stew on the go. And I'm not going to light the fire yet because I want to save my wood for this evening. We'll have a little stove here going shortly, and we'll get ourselves some moose stew. I've shown you the process where I dehydrate food, and of course that takes a bit of time. Occasionally what I'll do is, when I get done with these right here, this is moose stew, and you take these little Ziploc baggies and you fill them up, flatten it out, and they freeze really nice. Take them out and put them in your pot, and just a matter of warming it up. Of course, this got to go to the garbage. You're going to get a garbage bag on the go. It's a quick and easy stew when you're out there. Of course, you don't want to be carrying this around in your pack. That's where the dehydrated stuff comes in really nice. But today I knew I was coming here. I knew I was coming all the way in my truck. I had a little cooler there, which I should have taken that out. It would have been thawed out a little. It'll thaw out pretty quickly. We'll have a little pot of moose stew for our afternoon lunch. The igniter's. Yeah, the igniter's down on the stove. I find they don't last. I haven't had a look at it just to see what might be going on. But we'll be okay. We have other ways of getting a spark. Just like that, stew is on. I do love my cotton gloves. And yes, I got some that got no old in them. Yes, I do, Freddie. I do, honest, I do. Just added some oregano, parsley, and of course, Bobby Ray's. Well, guys, just as good as today. It was cooked first time around. I'm going to need this to warm up. I guess where I was on the go, getting the wood, splitting the wood. Worked up a little bit of a sweat, nothing too serious. And once I stopped, the little draft of wind is cool. And like I said, the temperature now, I don't know, it's probably 2-3 degrees. Not like some warm stew inside. You gotta warm you up from the inside out. Once I get this going, I think me and Tucky will probably take a little walk, see if we see a grouse. Then we'll come back and get some supper on the go. Which is good. I'll save you some, Tuck. I'll get some meat, okay? Because there's onion in it, so I gotta be careful. It's the only sound I hear there, usually, unless there's somebody else hunting coming in the road. And this road is off to the side, so I don't usually get a lot of traffic. Occasionally I may hear a quad side by side going outside there. And airport is about, I don't know, 15 kilometers that way, and occasionally I will airplane go over or back. And we did see search and rescue earlier, flew or fly around. So can't get away from civilization completely. Now he patiently waited for something to cool down. Stay there so I can get you in the camera. You patiently waited for something to cool down to everybody. There you go. Oh. Here we go. A little bit of potato, a little bit of turnip, a little bit of meat. So you got a little bit of stew. Don't worry, I'll be cleaning this before I use it again. Well guys, before we decide to go for a little walk to see if we see a grouse, figured I better get my bid set up for the night. Here's what we got done on the bunk, which hopefully will be me. Could be Tucker. I may be on the floor before the night's over. That hasn't known to happen. What I got done is a self-inflating mattress here, and then I got my ridge rest on that and the sleeping bag. Of course, I'll be in the sleeping bag. I may not zip it all up. I don't like in sleeping bags zipped up unless it's really cold. I like the freedom of having my arms out. Over here in the corner, I don't know if you can see it. It is dark right now. I have the Bluetti Elite 100 V2. Primarily that's starting as my light source. And in there I got a little USB powered light. Compliments of Alan Baroff. Again, thank you, Alan. This is a maiden voyage. I'm going to first time trying that one. I also got the Bluetti AC 180 there. It's N9, so you can't see the plates on it. But that one will be my source for heat. I got a little heater. It's a 200 watt heater. And that little heater, when I picked up a Canadian Tire, I used it last year out here actually, and it will warm up that area. It's not so much the heat that I'm looking for. It's something to help to keep condensation down. Inside a truck cap like that, it doesn't breathe well at all, especially this time of year when it gets really cold on the outside and you're inside, your breath, the condensation accumulates on the ceiling. That is the biggest issue. I may, if it's not too cold, leave the back hatch up, and that'll let the air flow through. I can open the side windows as well. Down the road, I think I'm gonna gear up, see if I can get a diesel heater of some sort and feed in through and the side windows, and that will really heat it up. Unlike any propane, I'm not fussy about having the heat in back there with carbon monoxide. That's one thing about the Bluetti and the solar power generators. You don't have to worry about carbon monoxide. Guys, don't forget to check out your Black Friday sales and Cyber Monday sales and some pre-early weekly sales for the Bluetti on the bluetti.com. The link will be down in the channel description, and also my code is there. I've had a couple of people use my code now, and they're after saving some money. That's one of the reasons I promote items. If it's a good item that I believe in, that I'm going to use, that I think some of you can use, and I can get you a discount, then that's even better. Check it out, guys. You won't be disappointed with Bluetti. Top quality products. Out for a little evening hunt, guys. Saw a few partridges here a while back. That's partridges, not grouse. And never know when they're going to show up, or grouse for that part. Hi buddy, what do you think? No grouse? No grouse. Tucker, come on. Come on, this way. Try and make sure he stays dry. Old moose trail here. Of course, we're not moose hunting, but we're always moose hunting for see them. This way, bud. This way, back over here. Come on, this way. Tucker, this way. Oh, shoulder blade there. That tree or big enough patrol cam. Where? Over to our left, I think. Eh? To the left. Your left. Somebody shot a moose here. Hey, Tuck. Somebody shot a moose. Yeah, not that long ago. Come on, leave it. Leave it. What a beautiful evening. Absolutely gorgeous. I know you can't see it because the sun in the lens of the camera is actually taking everything else, all the colors out that way. You get over here so you can see this way. Okay guys, what we got planned for this evening's meal is a stir fry, moose stir fry. I got a moose steak in there. Actually that's still frozen, so I'm going to get that on in a bit. I'm going to cut up my veggies first, and when I got some carrots here, these are right out of the garden again. Slice these once this way, and we got an onion. I got some peppers already cut up, they were frozen. I got some broccoli that's already frozen, and some green onion that I picked just before I left the house. We're going to have quinoa instead of rice. So looking for something different. And I haven't tried this as a stir fry before, but it's oyster sauce. I've added other things I've cooked, but I figured I'd give it a shot in a stir fry. See how that goes. Here's your moose steak. All I'm basically going to do with that is cut it in strips. Okay guys, I'm going to use my little hockey puck fire starter again, and you know what I said, you just tear this out. Now I got old man's beard in there, not to be confused with this old man's beard, and this is a waxy paper. I'm not sure what else is into it, but it does catch a spark good, so we'll put a little bit of that there just to help us out. Trying to get used to some of these fire starters as well, see what works and what doesn't. Anyway, let's see what we got. That didn't take long. And we got some wood in there. We split some earlier. And we'll let that go. You think, Tucker? What do you think? Should be supper time, eh? Never cooked quinoa over a fire before. Let's see what she does. It's the same thing like cooking rice. You get your boiling. We'll cover her for now, get her boiling, and then we'll go from there. Let's get our meat on now, Tucky. Okay guys, I got the meat on there, quinoa on the other pot, and I'm not sure how much I'm going to record here because this looks like it might need a little bit of attention, but we'll try our best. Maybe get everything level is the problem. Meat's doing pretty good. Get the onion and carrots in there. Okay, broccoli. Okay, quinoa looks pretty good there. Basically, for the mixture, I just added 1 part quinoa, 2 part water. And I use this little container here. That's what I add the quinoa. This one, so about a half a cup. It's hard to manage it. Not like cooking on the stove. Gotta watch the heat. Don't touch that sucker, hot. Need my cover. I'm going to cover the quinoa now, keep that warm, and we'll get back to our pot, frying pan, whatever it is, and hopefully it'll burn down soon enough, and we'll get the. She's looking good, guys. She's looking good. Hey guys, got some peppers in there now. Red, yellow, little orange to season, and some green onion, of course. Make it swallow your tongue. Throw in the oyster sauce. Should put some good flavoring on it. Oh! Don't touch, it's hot. Alright. We got our oyster sauce in there. It's hard to stir it because it's a little bit shaky. Now, got the steam there now, smoke, and let that flavor of that oyster sauce get into the flavor of the foods. I'm going to take it up and dig in. Beautiful sunset. Pretty well missed it all because I was cooking. Too busy in the kitchen. What a beautiful evening. Well guys, I learned one thing. Stir fry may not be the best meal to prepare over an open fire. Second thing is, make sure when you're going to lift a hot pan, all your gloves are intact. I know, I got them, I own them, just don't use them. So anyway, we're going to get some supper on the go. While this air is cooling down, right there. Now tell me that don't look good. I'm going to open some of these, have some sardines while I'm waiting, you know. Have you guessed what the sardines are for? And this one for you. Up the bowl. Follow me. Okay, my buddy. Okay, you sit there. Sit. Stay. Okay. I think you were going anyway. Okay. So we dish it up. We'll go with that first, and maybe we'll come back for some of that, or maybe some of that will be for tomorrow morning breakfast. I doubt it though. This is about as good as it gets, Tucker boy. Yeah? This is about as good as it gets. Swallow your tongue, my man. All's quiet, except for the occasional rattle of Tucky's bill. Gonna be a clear night, Tucky. You know what that means? Good. Okay, now I could have turned the heater on. Never thought about that actually. It's at 180. I just had to access to 180, and I could have turned on the AC side, which would have turned on that little heater, but it's no big deal. I got to get in there. And the 100 V2, if I access that, and I'm going to turn off that 5 watts that she's drawing right now. Turn off my DC. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. So that turns off the DC. In essence, I can sit there now by the fire, enjoy the fire. If I want to go turn on the light, so turn it on, and on comes the light in the truck. I don't have a big fire there, guys. Just a small fire. I don't think I had any worries about anything getting out of control here now. Passing crossing that in the middle of the night. Anyway, guys, let's sit and listen to the fire. We'll be back later on. I had to turn on the light, see which way the camera was pointing. I was sitting by the fire and thought I heard something. A long ways away, mind you. Listen very carefully. And I can hear coyotes owling. Don't hear them again now. Back towards the highway, so they're in between me and the highway. A few yips and a few howls. Count again. If they get any louder, I'll turn the camera back on and have another listen. Pretty dark. Gets pretty chilly pretty quick when you get away from that fire. It's gonna be a cold one in the bunk. In the bunk all night. Hey, brother. Huh? What do you think of it all? What do you think of it all? Have a good snooze? Eh? Soon get up to your pee so you can go back to bed again. You got her made, my son. You got her made. Now, that's how dark it is when you turn out the lights. It's cold inside. We got frost on our windows. What do you think, Tuck? Huh? She's frosting up. The truck's all frosted up here. Okay, guys. We're inside. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. It takes Tucker a little while to settle down when he gets back here. He's been back of the truck most of the night, and he's quite comfortable there. Put him in there in the back where he's still got more room than that. He's got my jacket that I've had on all night down there, so it's nice and warm for him. He won't cover up. I've already winter that in the woods tent. I'll knock over the phone. See, once his morning or his nightly scratches now. Let's see if we can. There we go. He wants his nightly scratches. He gets these every night, most nights at home. He gets up, crawls up on top of the bed with me, gets a few scratches like that. Then he gets in on the foot of the bed for about 5 minutes, then he gets on the floor for the rest of the night. And he usually don't bother me anymore till daylight. And then he comes and tries to wake me up and get me out of bed. And he's at that constantly till I get out of bed. Okay, you gotta settle down now, okay, bud? So as you can see by my arm, when I get it free, I got my big sweater on. I put that on earlier tonight. It was getting pretty cold out there, even sitting by the fire. And got my new toque on. I'll show it to you because I can't get the camera turned around right now. And I might not even have to keep that on all night. I got it on now because it's nice and warm. It depends on how cold it gets. I'm gonna turn on the little heater now shortly, or I may not turn it on to probably midnight. Not midnight, but midway through the night, and that way it'll sort of warm up for the morning. Or I may turn it on for a while now and then turn it off again. I'll decide as I go. But anyway, nothing exciting happens. We'll probably see her from you guys in the morning. Tucker's trying to figure if he can get up by my legs now. There's not enough room up there, buddy. There's not enough room. Huh? You lie down there on my coat. I gave you my nice warm coat to lie on. And you got a pad underneath that, and you got a nice blanket underneath that. So you got lots to lay on. Keep you nice and warm. Yeah. All right. Tell everybody good night. See you in the morning. I took off the cap. It's getting warm. Just having a look at the heat situation. My little heater on a low setting only draws 150 watts. So I'm going to run it for a little while, shut it down, and then towards the morning I'll pick it up and run it again. The thing is, I do have the other Bluetti, the 100 V2, which also has got 1,024 watt hours. Right now I'm only drawing 8 watts that's charging my phone and that little light bulb. So I'll have thousands of energy to get through the night. We'll see how she goes. I'm quite comfortable. I had to take off the cap. It was getting too warm in the head. I got gloves there that I've used in the past to put on, but I don't think I'm going to need it. So we'll see how she goes. We'll report in the morning. It's 5 a.m. and I just woke up. Washroom duties. Everything is colder than white frost outdoors. Should have took the camera out and look at it, but you have to take my word for it unless it's up another hour or so. I'm going to go back for another nap. Of course, it's still pretty dark yet. Too early to get up, and Tucker's there snoring away. And I got to get the water off the camera. So we'll see in a bit. Not too bad, but there is some condensation inside the truck cap. The little heater has been going all night, and it has up considerably compared to last time that I was out, which is a good thing. The little heater on the Bluetti, I did switch it to the Bluetti 100 V2, and because the other generator was starting to run out. Like I say, there's not designed to run a heater on all night. Even a small heater still draws a fair bit of energy. But it did its trick, did what I hoped it would do, and keep the condensation down to a minimum. Yeah. Well, guys, the old truck is all frosted up this morning. You weren't cold last night, were you, Tucky? You weren't cold. What wouldn't you paw up for? Feet cold? It's not that cold there. See where the heat was on in the truck. frost was actually melting off the cap. Water run down the side, froze on the side of the truck. The little heater did its job last night, kept us quite comfortable actually, and there towards the morning I actually turned it off. Within a half an hour I felt the difference. I turned it back on again. So it wasn't cold, but it was noticeably different with the heater off. So that little tiny heater is all it really needs in a space like that. Now I did the Bluetti just shut out on me 7:30, so that's not bad for all night running that little heater, which is not something it's designed to do. It's designed more as for lighting, and then it would run a coffee machine if I had one right now, which would be really nice. But I'm going to have to get the kettle on, Tucker, and I'm not going to light a fire. I'm going to get the stove out, and we're going to get ourselves a hot cup of coffee. We'll get picked up. I gotta go check that rabbit snare that I set yesterday, and we'll probably check to see if we get any grouse before the day's over. On the way out, there's a trail there that me and Tucker go in. We see a few grouse now and then, and we'll get up on a shot. So come along, see what else we can do for today. Sun is just starting to rise now, so I got the kettle on, starting to pick up a few things in the camper. So after we get some breakfast on the go, we're going to check for a grouse. I know the camera's not picking this up, but it is beautiful as the sun comes up now on the frost. We probably fill in with fog now to once when everything burns off. It's the sun rising, just coming over the woods there. Beautiful morning, absolutely gorgeous. The stove is not working well this morning because that butane, I've had the issue last year, and actually I do have the multi-year one or the multi-season one. It should work. Of course I don't have that one with me yet. Used what I had there. And this morning, see, I know the sunlight is probably wrong for you to see me now, which is good for you. Lucky you guys. I got one of these little instant coffee packs. They like I say, they're not the greatest coffee in the world, but I like it, and it gives you a coffee in the morning, quick and easy, so as you can get the kettle to boil, which has been slow going this morning because, like I say again, butane is cold. That's okay. I had a bit of time this morning. Wanted to get my mattress net picked up, get all that straightened away before the kettle was boiling. And it's still faster than having to light the fire and get that going and then get the kettle on. Tucker's favoring his paw. I don't know if he got something stuck into it or he didn't jump anywhere, because I actually took him down off the tailgate this morning because it's a bit high. He came to the tailgate and he twirled around a bit, and I lifted him off of it, and I noticed after he was going around for a while he was keeping his paw up, so he may have a stick or something in it, although I don't see it. Okay, he's over there. Of course, this is a Stanley kettle with a green cup club, but I'm not using the green cups this morning. Just going to use the big old metal one I got here. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Now, let's see what we can't get some breakfast on the go. I'll catch myself on fire. Butter seems to be okay, not frozen. In a small cooler, usually what keeps stuff cool in the summer, keeps it from freezing in the winter unless it gets too cold. Of course, got some bologna to start with. I gotta figure a way to get the my other tripod is too wet to get anything on. We got our bologna in the pan, but I gotta encourage that tank to cook for us this morning. I keep the tank warm. It's actually getting cooler, I think, even though the sun's coming up. I had to go put my jacket on. Try this at home, folks. There you go, guys. A couple of eggs, a bit of bologna. Can't get any better than that, boy. Oh, I tell you, even though the sun's coming up, she's not getting any warmer. I guess she will eventually. Of course, one of those pieces of bologna is for Tucker, you know that, right? Hi guys, not the prettiest breakfast, but it's gonna fill the gap. Fork keeps collapsing on me. Good stuff. Let's check our rabbit snares. Tucker seems to be okay with his paw now. I don't know if he just had some dirt stuck in there, what it was. Oh. Yeah, I guess skunked in our rabbit snares. Oh, you just nothing came through. I almost got a Tucker in my rabbit snare. Snare hadn't been touched all night. He comes through and barrels on in there, sits up snare. Oh well, we only had the one. I guess we couldn't expect much, eh, buddy? No way the camera's capturing this morning. Not a chance. Well guys, Bluetti got me through another night. This time not only for the lights, but for heat. I have this little portable heater, and on minimum wattage draw, or minimum setting, it only draws 160 watts on average. I put it on the Bluetti AC 180 for first hour or so, or maybe 2 hours, and it really kept the chill out of there. I switched it over to the Elite 100 V2. It actually ran about 6 hours, I think, on this thing, maybe a little longer. It ran out on me this morning just as I was getting up. All in all, it gave me heat these two gave me heat for the full night. Now, given a choice, I'd go with the 200 V2. That one should do it with one machine. So it's all how you weigh it out, what you're using it for. Recently I just cooked a meal with this one. You can do it with either one of these. These are 1800 watt capacity. This one here, the 180 is a 1152 kilowatt hours. This one here is 1024 kilowatt hours. When you're buying one of these, you got to look at what your usage is, what your requirements are, what your wattage draw you're going to be. Any home appliance will run on these here, and they're great machines, very reliable. I'll go back home now. I got to charge it up. I got a trip to make, and I got a portable fridge that I got to use, and I'll use the 180. I'll plug it in, and that should be good for 10-12 hours on the little portable fridge. So stay tuned for that video and you'll see how well that works. Again, thanks to Bluetti. If you're interested in one of their products, and they got some awesome deals on the go right now, coming up Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So check out their site. The link will be down in the channel description. Don't forget to use the code, my code, and for possibly extra 15% off. Again, thanks to Bluetti for getting us through the night. Well guys, put a good dent in our wood last night. There's a bit of wood left there. There was a couple of sticks when I came there. The fireplace wasn't as it was the last time I was here, which was well over a year ago now. And so somebody's been here since then, had a fire lit. And if they come back now, there's already some wood. No point let it go to waste. I just pile it up there so it won't be just buried under snow. They can actually see it. And something beat me in my vehicle now. Anyway, let's see if we find a grouse. You have to get full of mud. Oh guys, don't have either strap on my gun, and the only way I can carry my camera is in the hand on a tripod, so not sure if I get any shots of anything, but it's more for a walk than anything this morning. We had our night last night. This old trail here, we've seen a few grouse in the past. Figure we'll give it a shot. Hopefully we'll get a shot. Anyway, stay tuned. Enjoy Tucker walking anyway. Something got his attention there. Notice there, that was a steel snare. I'm glad somebody pulled it up. Not allowed to use those there, unfortunately. This way. This way. See, buddy? Come on. Tucker. You sit up there, buddy? Wait up. Tucker. Wait up, bud. One pass was enough. Come on. Good old clean water. Come on. Well, guys, there was no grouse on the walk today. In and out, a little over 3 kilometers, nothing serious. Beautiful, beautiful walking. Tucker managed to find a couple of mud holes. Nothing too serious. We're going home now, finish drying them up, and let them sit outside for a while. Get the truck unpacked and call it a day. Thanks for coming along. Really appreciate everybody taking the time to comment, leave your likes, thumbs up, and all that good stuff. Hope to see you on the next one. Until next time, we'll be talking. Right, Tucker?